approaching the ring. From TV land, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 250 pounds, he is the greatest director in all professional wrestling. He is Derek Direction.
He told me to put him over because you jabronis can't do it, so I'm going to put him over. This is the one and only playmaker, the man that creates better buildings with guarantee. This is Derek Direction. And what do you guys know about that? Have you ever seen this guy's film? Absolutely amazing. He's going to destroy Lee Moriarty.
First off, Rev, you better watch it. You're calling a jabroni. I might be 53 years old, but I think I can still take you.
Well, I think that might be on the director's cut, but I understand that Jim's not quite saying too much because he doesn't want to get involved in the Direction film either.
Let's face it, as we saw in our video presentation, this match started October 2017 and has still been going on. The blood between these two men is definitely bad.
Is it Taylor Swift bad?
Beyond that.
And his opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 80 kilos, he is Tiga style Lee Moriarty.
The Black Dragon, the apex of combat, the first ever Rise Grand Champion, Lee Moriarty, looks to settle a 14-month personal rivalry. Tonight it will be settled. Can the Black Dragon exercise the demon of Derek Direction?
Now you talk about exercising demons, I think you need to speak to the Rev Ron Hunt because the only demon I see in the ring is the guy that came out in a ski mask in the first place. Now don't get me wrong, one of the greatest wrestlers, but not the greatest wrestler within this area. But this is a man over here, Derek Direction, that directs exactly what he needs in this film at the same time while putting a hurting on people. Have you ever seen anyone do anything like that? Come on.
Well, there is no doubt the blood spilled runs long. This match is, these two men have had match after match, and they have also, this is spilled over in the state line, crossing state lines into Ohio, western Pennsylvania. These two guys have fought in alleys, in backyards. They've jumped each other everywhere there is to do, and here we go.
14 months in the making. Rise Wrestling second anniversary show.
And these men are gifted wrestlers, but I don't think we're going to see very many wrestling moves. As you can see already, the Fez press by Lee Moriarty might be the first and only one we see tonight.
Coming to you from IndieWrestling.us on the Indie Wrestling Network, Direction versus Moriarty will be settled. And as you said, Paul, an aggressive start, shoulders down immediately, but Direction escapes.
I mean, can you guys feel the tension? We're talking about a feud. This started last year, October 17th of last year, dating all the way back to that Grand Championship tournament, which Lee won, but by the means, I think Lee has a little bit of anger streak in him. I mean, this is a buildup of anger. I think it's just due a little bit, but
Derek Direction has never been able to get over that tournament loss to Lee Moriarty, and he has done everything he can. But yes, Lee is getting more and more aggressive, because let's face it, he's pretty tired of dealing with this jerk.
Lee Moriarty cannot allow himself to get over aggressive because Derek Direction will make you pay, but the Black Dragon get ready to fly. Direction hits the concrete and it's payback time. Direction could be regretting everything that he put Moriarty through. As you said, Paul, this rivalry spilled over into other states, into other promotions, but it will be settled where it started, here at the Stronghold.
Exactly, and like I stated, it wasn't just in the wrestling ring. These two guys have met in back alleys, backyards, other locker rooms. It just hasn't mattered. And it all comes down to, like I said,
look out! I believe Direction. He just suplexed Moriarty on the concrete floor.
Good God.
And I'll tell you what, unlike other places, the floor here at the Stronghold is cement and there are no pads out there.
The Tiga-style athlete may not be able to answer the 10 count here.
I think this goes much more beyond just shaking hands in your good old-fashioned chain-like style wrestling that Derek Direction is used to when he first started training with Pete Dunne. But this is blood. You feel the tension in the air.
No, this is a fight. Make no mistake about it. This is not a wrestling contest. This is a fight. This is about Rise Wrestling. It's about Lee Moriarty and Derek Direction. And this will finally be settled because it has to be settled.
This is not going to be a wrestling match. These two guys are not here to exchange wrist locks, to exchange headlocks. They're here to throw down and have a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Katie bar the door, as JR would say.
Derek Direction going straight for the choke.
Hooks the legs. Moriarty escapes.
Notice that fighting spirit that's in Lee. He's not even giving it a split second. He's trying to get back on his feet as soon as he can.
Derek Direction has been obsessed with Lee Moriarty. Derek Direction has been obsessed with making his name off of Lee Moriarty.
I mean, can you blame him? You're looking at the top dog. You're looking at our very first Rise Grand Champion, our first Rise Grand Champion, which was Lee Moriarty. When you try to prove yourself, you try to prove it against one of the biggest dogs in the industry. Lee Moriarty is one of the biggest guys within this company. I mean, it's a great person to make a name off.
Well, not only this company, everywhere this man has gone. He's traveled to Mexico. He's traveled all around the United States. And I've said it time in and time out. Lee Moriarty is money. So if you want to make something out of it, you want to beat the guy that's money and take that man's place. And that's what Derek Direction is set out to do here.
Paul, you talk about money. I couldn't help but realize that Direction came out in that black and gold Louis Vuitton ring gear, which I've never seen before, but I love it. That Louis V is one of the most expensive name brands around in the history of fashion.
Direction drops the elbow right to the heart, and that was no coincidence. That was done with malice and intent.
Well, I will testify to that. I know I had to buy my daughter one of those Louis V purses, and it set me back a good $1,000.
Take three. Oh!
Direction telegraphed himself and paid for it there. And look at Moriarty.
Oh!
Throws the kick, but Direction answers back with a right hand right to the jaw. And Moriarty trying to clear the cobwebs.
Let's point out something here that not too many people might be thinking of, okay? Derek Direction has become so obsessed with Lee Moriarty. He's encompassed every aspect of Derek Direction's life. Derek Direction may not come out on top of this match for that very reason. His mind is clouded with one thing and one thing only, and that's Lee Moriarty. But Lee, he is smart enough. He's still been traveling around. He's still been doing what he needs to do. I've not seen that same one single focus out of Lee Moriarty. That could be the thing that tips the scales in his favor.
Think about this here, gentlemen. This is not only the biggest platform in Rise history. 24 months in the making, 2 years of Rise Wrestling leads to tonight. We're on the Indie Wrestling Network. We're distributed through Smart Marks Video. The argument could be made that more eyes will be seen on this Rise event than any Rise event in history. And how embarrassing would it be for either Moriarty or Direction
5 minutes gone, 5 minutes.
to come up short at the end of this rivalry?
And that's not going to get the job done. This is what I'm talking about. Derek Direction thinks he's going to pull off this cocky little stand on his chest pin. That's not how you beat a man like Lee Moriarty.
And we know for sure that if Direction is victorious here, if he can embarrass and humiliate Lee Moriarty inside the Stronghold, we're never going to hear the end of it.
I mean, the thing is, it seems like Derek Direction is just focused a little bit more, but Lee's not giving up the fight by any means necessary. You got to think, talked to Lee numerous times to see how quickly he came. This guy studies. No matter what the company is, he studies it. He betters himself every single match. But to me, it seems like there's a little bit more sauce in Derek Direction's tank. I mean, this can go both ways, honestly.
Well, certainly, as we've said, we know this is evenly matched because these are two of the top young prospects on the independent scene. But Derek Direction may need a dentist. I believe his bottom teeth may be in the 4th row. A mule kick right to the face, and that is the Tiga style, the hybrid style that Lee Moriarty talked so much about. Adapting and improvising in any situation. And there's a kick right to the face.
Like I said before, Lee has traveled all over the country. He's traveled to Mexico. Well, he's been in these areas. Hold on here.
Looks over, hooks the leg, beautiful transition. Finds 2.5.
Lee Moriarty didn't show up in these areas just to come in and wrestle a match against somebody. He went in and he studied. He went to their dojos. He went to their training facility. Lee Moriarty has taken lessons everywhere he's traveled.
Moriarty charges in, European uppercut.
Those are about the hardest in the business today.
You know what? I took a few of those myself. When I tell you, I'm even surprised that Derek Direction lasted that long because Lee brings it with fire.
Look out! And you can see the head snap back on impact right there. 2.5. And did you notice how Moriarty moved Direction away from the ropes, forcing Direction to use the energy to extricate himself right there? And right now, Derek Direction is quite literally on the ropes.
That's ring presence at its finest. Now these fans getting behind Lee Moriarty.
Oh my goodness! Jim, you talk about another tooth. I think that might have been another one. Lee still bringing it.
Listen to the thud, the impact. You can hear it.
I think at this point, Direction might be out on his feet here. Or out on
he
his
took a
butt.
pause.
Wait a minute, Direction caught him and jars the spine of the Black Dragon.
All it takes is for a little redirection, the realignment of the spine to go an opposite way from which you want it. And it can leave you with some problems. That's why a lot of wrestlers, we wake up unknown, bruises and everything like that.
A lot of people think that wrestling ring's just a big trampoline, but there is metal and wood underneath there with a thin layer of padding. By far, a trampoline.
The reverberation on the spine can send shockwaves through your body. But even at this juncture, you can see that Derek Direction has sustained a lot of punishment despite generating some offense there. But we knew this is what it would be. We knew this would be a dogfight. We knew this would be a confrontation that both of these men may not be the same afterwards.
And right now, you can see the toll this match is taking on both men. The moves aren't quite as crisp. They're both a little wobbly on their feet.
And again, you can hear the smack. Flesh on flesh.
Notice that these guys are not pulling any punch whatsoever. Forearm after boot after fist. You got to think this is over
10
a year
minutes
of
gone, 10
built-up
minutes.
energy, all coming out right now. Each one of them leaving it on the line.
These men are going to leave it all in the ring by the time this is done. No two ways about that.
This is hatred right here. This is a personal, physical confrontation. And who will be the first to fall at the Rise 2nd anniversary show?
Jimmy,
Oh!
big clothesline there.
And that's what the people in theater would call a final cut. I don't know if Lee's getting up from that one, but
I don't know if anybody's going to get up because we're at a 10 count here, a pivotal point in this contest. The first man to their feet will have a definitive advantage in the conclusion of this contest.
Jimmy, no disrespect for you. I know you're not an athlete, but let me tell you something. When you get in the ring with somebody that you have hated, that you have obsessed about, that you have fought about, and you can finally get a chance to get your hands on them, and you're not thinking about a contest, you're really not thinking about a win, you're just thinking about punishing that individual. It takes you to a new level. I've been there myself, and all you want to do is hurt the man. Winning doesn't matter, and I think that's what we got here at this point.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Moriarty up and over.
Oh!
Rolling kick right to the
That's it.
face. Hooks the leg.
Unbelievable!
I will give Derek Direction credit on that one. I don't think many people could have kicked out of that. So props to Derek Direction there.
You know, a lot of times, sorry to cut you off, Jim, but a lot of times, you know, naturally you kick out because you feel like you're right there, you need it. But I just think, honestly, he seemed like he was right there on Elm Street, not even knowing what's happening, just naturally kicked out because it's that little bit of will that's left that says, I'm not going out like this. Both competitors, phenomenal job tonight here at Rise.
They may be running on instincts alone because this matchup is a physical exhaustion. And these are pivotal moments. One mistake could cost you everything, and this may cost Lee Moriarty. He got caught with his head down.
Where's he going for his patented leg drop? Oh!
Nobody home.
No water in the pool, but can Moriarty follow up? Can he capitalize? Could this be the one mistake that turns the tide? Tornado DDT!
And that's what's dangerous about Moriarty. You give him a half a second to readjust to see where he's at. He's going to use any part of the ring for his advantage. With the size that he has, he can get with any guy at any given level. And this isn't just a wrestling match. I mean, this is, just like you guys stated, this is a dog fight. And both guys are going back and forth with this.
This shows you the top tier caliber of these two athletes. One small slip and they can make you pay dearly.
Now let me ask both of you guys this question. I mean, this is more than likely going all the way to the limit. Both guys are barely kicking out, barely can stand. What do you feel it takes for both of you guys? What do you feel it takes for either one of them to get a W tonight?
I have a feeling it's going to be just that one mistake. One slip of the tongue, one slip of the wrist. You know, taking your eye off the ball for just 1 second. That's what's going to be the difference in this match.
Wait a minute, sunset flip. Moriarty countered. Back senton. And I believe that Moriarty had inadvertently driven all the air out of himself there. Moriarty is in some real pain right now.
I think it was amazing when we talked about it. You know, like I said before, Lee's the type that he'll look at a way to study tape no matter what's going on. And one thing that's dangerous, it seemed like Derek Direction was setting up for that signature move when he does that sunset flip into the turnbuckle. But see, Lee Moriarty kept ahead of him by even a couple seconds. That's all it takes, Paul. Just like you said before, just 3 seconds is all it takes.
Direction caught him. Look out, buckle bomb!
Oh! Lee's head just snapped out.
The ricochet was nasty. Sunset flip bomb. Again, the neck snaps back. And a Meteora in the corner. Moriarty could be out cold. The Black Dragon may be unconscious.
Oh my God!
That was heart. That was guts, and that was determination. Lee Moriarty will not be denied on this stage.
What does it take?
Props to Derek Direction.
15 minutes gone, 15 minutes.
Props to Lee Moriarty for kicking out of a near impossible situation.
We are seeing a classic in the stronghold.
Wait a second, Derek took off that elbow pad. I feel like he's going for that rolling elbow.
Lee scratching and clawing, trying to get back to his feet.
You know what, guys? We got to give it to all of them because, you know, this is what Rise Wrestling is all about. Giving it all. This is pride that's on the line.
Moriarty ducks. Into Fujiwara.
Wait a second.
Moriarty.
Wait a minute. You can see Lee
Could
keeps
this be
reaching
it?
for that back.
Moriarty with everything he's got, wrenching and twisting, trying to contort that arm.
Derek Direction barely crawling, but Lee seems to be backing him up. Derek trying to find the closest rope. Could he get there? And he gets there. He has to break the count. Wait a second. Lee rolls back out right to the square middle of the ring.
Directions on an island.
But after all this time, after all this punishment both men have taken, can Lee really cinch that in as tight as...
Wait, shoulders down, shoulders down.
Wait a second. Tap.
Wait a minute.
I saw Direction tap.
Wait a minute, Nick Davidson.
I know, I saw Lee's shoulders down.
Wait a minute, Nick Davidson counted 3. That's Moriarty's music. All right, what's the decision?
I saw Lee's shoulders down. I don't know why they're playing his music. I saw Lee Moriarty's shoulders down.
It is time at 16 minutes, 5 seconds. It is a pinfall victory for the ranked #1 contender, Derek Direction. Whoa.
I told you.
No. We're watching backstage. I saw the angle. Derek Direction tapped out before that pinfall.
Wait a minute, we need a clear winner here. Who won? I mean,
Director of Talent Relations.
Look, there's only one way to settle this. We're going to restart this match right now. All right?
Marcus Mann has laid the edict down. There's some controversy over whether Derek tapped or whether Lee Moriarty was pinned, and he's demanding that this match be restarted.
oh, wait a minute, you can't do that.
That man's not a wrestler.
Marcus Mann is one of the administrative figures here that puts everything he has into this promotion, and he just got knocked out by Direction. Lee Moriarty back on the arm.
We're back.
We have officially restarted this matchup. And Moriarty may break of Derek Direction. Moriarty is going to break the arm of Derek
Direction. On
Direction.
that arm like a pit bull, and Direction's tapping.
This is insane. Derek, what from the beginning?
Now the time 16 minutes, 25 seconds. Your winner via submission and now the number one contender for the Rise Grand Championship, Tiga style, Lee Moriarty.
It was snap or tap, and Direction's arm may be broken. A physical, violent, controversial contest finds Lee Moriarty the winner of this matchup and the new number one contender for the Rise Grand Championship.
But Jimmy, is 4 weeks enough time for Lee Moriarty to recover from a match like this to be able to face whoever our grand champion is come January the 5th?
We're going to find out, will 2019 be the year of the Black Dragon?